Good evening, everyone. My name is Tina Heuermann, and I am the founder of the Detox Divas. Tonight, we are going to kick off our presentation with my friend Veronica. We're going to cover one of my favorite oils in the entire collection called Stop Self-Sabotage. It's a part of the Seasons of Success collection, and Stop Self-Sabotage is the oil of the month. So let me introduce you first to the most important people in the entire organization, our owner, Paula Scarcella, and her husband, Ben, who is the vice president. The Godasana team, we have that pure plant promise, pure plant ingredient promise. Godasana is raising the bar for the industry with our pure plant ingredient promise. Boy, that's a mouthful. We promise that all of our ingredients are minimally processed. Our essential oils are from first distillation only, and they are never adulterated or rectified. Our herbs and grasses are processed with low to no heat temperature. This helps preserve the integrity of the plant that we're using in the formulations. No Godasana products are ever tested on animals. They are always free of pesticides, chemicals, synthetics, preservatives, stabilizers, potassium sorbates, phthalates, all of those fun things, and animal products, which is very important to a lot of people. And our products provide you with the guarantee of independently tested and certified pure, unadulterated essential oils and plant-based herbal and nutritional formulations guaranteed to be therapeutic. So my name again is Tina Heuermann, and I am a wife, a mother of 3, 1 in heaven, a grandmother of 2 that call me Grandma Rockstar. I'm a hostess and founder of this call that we do each Thursday evening. Mindset coach, wellness advocate, best-selling author. I get to say that now, whoop, whoop. And a motivational speaker. And I absolutely love this time to connect with each one of you. I love when we have new guests on. Everyone, if you're a new guest, type in the chat and say first call so everybody can give you some love. And I have a passion for learning deeply how these products work to help the body. So let me quickly go through our disclaimer. The statements made on this presentation by the Detox Divas LLC, our websites, or in any heart and body natural green organics or Godasana literature or presentation have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Green Organics Company's Heart and Body Naturals or Godasana products are not intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease. The information on our website, literature, and in presentations is not intended as medical advice and is not intended to replace the relationship you have with your primary healthcare provider. So I want to bring on camera or onto the call my friend Veronica. Veronica, we truly appreciate you giving up your time, sharing your knowledge on these amazing products. Veronica has studied under Veronica Ortega, who was Alexandria's right-hand woman, and also studied Alexandria's principles and formulations and the way that she uses these essential oils. She transforms the lives of private and corporate clients through consultations and educational programs. Writer, poet, blogger, speaker, and author. 20-year fibromyalgia advocate and 10-year support group leader. She developed a self-care program for those suffering from chronic pain. She is a champion for Team Natural Hair. Our next call is going to be so fun, promoting 100% natural hair care products and organizes anti-hair shaming efforts for people of color. Veronica, welcome to the call. We are so excited for you to teach us about these oils tonight. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a mindset coach, and I absolutely love for people to be able to see the best in themselves. And one of the biggest obstacles people have is they just sabotage their activities, their minds, any goals that they have with self-sabotaging behavior. So everybody grab your Stop Self-Sabotage right now. Let's put a couple drops on. 3 deep inhales through the nose. And exhale 3 times. And Veronica, I am going to turn it over to you now so you can teach us first off, let's start with the amazing Alexandria Brighton. I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce her. You can just speak from the heart. You don't have to read everything on there, but if you want to, you sure can.
Yes, one of the reasons why I joined this company is because of Alexandria Brighton. Not only did I train when I got with the company with Veronica Ortega, but I've been a certified aromatherapist since 2007. And my first training was from someone in England. So I actually have two trainers from overseas, and then I have two trainers that live here in the United States now. One of them being Robert Tisserand with the Tisserand Institute. And I have a certificate in essential oil safety through his institute. So I certify other people in aromatherapy. And when I did, they always would ask me, where do you get the oils? That's like the number one question that people who teach aromatherapy, people want to know. And so this was the only company that I felt comfortable enough to recommend to people that I was teaching, without them having to get the backlash from the other aromatherapists. And that was because of Alexandria Brighton. She is an actual aromatherapist and herbalist. She has done work with the Alliance of International Aromatherapy, which is one of the US-based aromatherapy organizations, because I actually saw a conference call that was in their archives that she did. And she has the Brighton Institute of Herbal Botanical Medicine. And so I also love the fact that she is sustainable, because not only does she uh, have she do the oils the way it should be done, but she also emphasizes herbal care. And that's why we have Heart and Body Naturals as a spinoff of Green, or as the second company of Green Organics International. And so that it makes her a well-rounded therapist. So these are products that we can definitely put our trust in. She is legit. You go to the next slide.
All right. So this is something, as a mindset coach, that I absolutely love, the seasons of success. And one of the things that I recently discovered about this collection is back in 2020, early spring, when the world was falling apart, Alexandra was just placed on her heart that entrepreneurs, business people, and just really the world in general needed something to help pull them out of all of the darkness that was happening and going on around us. And that is how the Seasons of Success collection was created and formulated and brought into purpose. And so if you're not taking advantage of that and using this in your daily life, especially as an entrepreneur, you're really missing a transformative journey that was intuitively formulated and put out for you. So anything else you want to add to that, Veronica?
Yes, it is so it takes special skills to be able to create blends to assist with the emotions. Um, I was always a focus on the physical body, but then when you get the mental and the emotional response, that takes some dynamic skills. With the Seasons of Success blends, I am absolutely loving them. They're literally transforming my life. And so when we start talking about self-sabotage, I just can't wait to share my experience with it. But yes,
Smoking. Oh, just a second. There we go.
okay. Yeah, so I can't wait to continue to talk about them and to get every last one of them in my collection.
Well, there you go. There you go. There's your self-sabotage. We'll just go ahead and start the ball game with that one. How about that?
Yeah. This was when I got the invite that Go to Sauna was coming back online and, revamping. This was the one that I started off with. I think I started in August. So this was the first one that I got. And one of the things that I was doing, I've been trying to write a book on aromatherapy heritage. And I was just psyching myself out because I deal with people who are total brainiacs and have so much experience. They can rattle off those constituents and they can do all this. And I just felt intimidated. And I felt like I don't have anything to offer these people. But every time I would say that to myself, I was using this oil at the same time. It was almost like those thoughts just disappeared from my mind. And I started having a conversation with someone that was mentoring me, that's been in the business for like 40 something years, have, done any and everything in aromatherapy. And what I needed to do was to start interviewing people for myself. Now I had some colleagues that was doing the interviews and I was just piggybacking off of the information that they were getting. And that's how I felt like, well, that's how I'm gonna write the book. So I'll just refer people to them and let them interview them. And then I'll just get the information. So my mentor told me, he says, why aren't you doing it yourself? And I was like, I don't know if I can talk to these people. He says, only you can tell your story, only you can create your legacy, In other words, stop self-sabotaging yourself. So I took a leap and I started the interview process. I have interviewed some of the top people in aromatherapy, even a person that's been in 55 years and that have met Jean Valnet, who is like up there, if you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And some people who have like spearheaded the industry.
Wow.
And it's like I'm having a conversation with people that I've known for years. I never thought I would ever have the confidence to be able to do that. Until I started using these blends.
That's amazing. And isn't it so funny how we can let those thoughts and the inferiority complex tell us that we can't do something when really all we have to do is stop self-sabotaging and get out of our head and just do it anyway. When I first entered this business, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even think if I was doing it right or wrong. I just did it. And I made a lot of mistakes and I probably looked like a fool. In fact, I know I look like a fool a lot of the time. But for some reason, I had no fear when entering this. But you put me up against someone else and I get flustered, I get tongue tied. I start feeling small. Like I can physically feel my body shrink as if I'm a smaller like I'm trying to hide. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah. So what
I mean,
makes this oil so special?
well, I was looking at the ingredients in the blend, and I know that rosemary and cypress, they're really good at uplifting the mind, because a lot of times people use those to uplift their spirits, get their brain juices flowing. Um, the tantacetum annum, which I guess they got the Latin name as the actual name. I've seen that only in Go to Sauna products. I don't know why they do that, but the shortened name for that is blue tansy.
Oh,
That's the one that causes the oil to turn blue because it's actually a oil that's blue. So
mhm.
whatever blend you put it in is going to turn it blue. That is an absolutely beautiful oil. It works for everything. I mean, I use it for pain. I use it to uplift, to come out of a funk. Sometimes I can just grab something with that oil in it and just smell it, and then I can go face the world. Because
Mhm.
sometimes when you just feel like I don't want to leave the house, I don't want to do this. To me, blue tansy is one of those oils that do that for me. And then of course we have patchouli. Now patchouli, it's often used to uplift spiritually. So with self-sabotaging, sometimes, like you said, we get into our heads. And so patchouli has always been one of those oils that help ground and center you, help you to think straight, help calm you, so it can help move you forward. Um, it's one of those oils, either you like it or you hate it. I mean, you like it or hate it. Um, but I do love that this blend, like I had to learn to like patchouli because I maybe because some people use the kind that maybe is mixed with fragrance oil and it will just give this off-putting odor. But patchouli is one of those oils that actually appreciates in value over the years. So if you could get you a good bottle of patchouli and put it in your closet and just let it sit for 10 years or more, that oil would transform into something else. And
Oh,
it's absolutely a beautiful experience. I love aged patchouli a lot better than one that has just been distilled. And so that's a good investment by FYI, is to grab that bottle of patchouli and age it. Um, so it's one of those oils that can kind of like bring all of the other oils together in a blend.
okay. Did you know? I don't know if you knew this or not. A couple people commented in the comments, but blue tansy is one of the oils that is in our new Glorious Face Serum that was launched around Black Friday.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't, I don't have the face serum yet. I just got the hair oil.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's on my list too.
I know. I'll
Yeah.
take one of everything, please. Are you
Yes.
to move on, or do you have more that you want to talk about with self-sabotage? Oh, the daily intention.
What
I've got
is
it
it?
right there on the screen. So
Oh,
each one of these oils in this 12-month collection that comes to your mailbox without even having to ask is a daily intention. So as you apply the oil, and that was one of the questions I'm going to come back to you in just a second, Veronica, because somebody asked, how do you use this oil? What do you do? But so the daily intention, as you're applying this oil, I mean, the intentions are just as beautiful as the formulations. And you say those with the firm belief that what you're speaking is the truth, that it is a part of you, that you may have self-sabotaged. You will not blame others. I release any guilt, remorse, or I caused myself and others by not accepting blame for my mistakes. By accepting this and making this necessary changes, I am in integrity with myself and others. That is just beautiful. And the thought process that Alexandria put into this with these daily intentions amplified with the oils. And we also have that aromatap PDF that we have access to as well. Is, they say it takes 3 weeks to break a habit, right? And so by doing this for 30 days every month, you're breaking that habit of that self-sabotaging behavior. So,
right.
yeah. So,
Yeah, and I see one of the questions about how to use the oil.
yeah. So, what do you do?
So, well, when I first got this one, I used it the way the PIP suggested by putting applying 2 to 4 drops on the wrist.
Mhm.
Um, and that, and it's almost like a perfume,
Yeah.
especially if you like the smell. And so that the aroma from that is you're going to breathe that in, and that's what's going to help change your thought patterns and give you that confidence. These oils, though, well, because it has coconut oil in it, so it will be safe to use just right out of the bottle.
Okay.
This one is really strong, though. So
Mm.
some people may want to dilute it even more, but it is still safe to use right out the bottle because it's already pre-blended. Um, she also asked diffuser, top of head, bottom of feet, how often and for how long. Um, well, the PIP suggests the 30 days, because that's how we use the Seasons of Success oils. If you want to do this transformative change. And I knew when I saw self-sabotage, I knew that's what I needed, because for years I have done that to myself, and I knew that. Once I get close to something, I just either stop or ruin something. But this is the first time I've actually, from this year to, I mean, from last year when I got it to this year, I have interviewed at least 10 people for the book. Um, and I have more scheduled. I just don't have time to do them right now because of some other activities. I have half of the book written. And I also booked a conference where I'll be speaking in September. I also today I was invited to do a conference, a summit. So those are some things that I've never thought in my wildest dreams that I will be able to do in front of people. And so, yeah, I only use it for the 30 days. And then every once in a while, when I get in a funk or when I know that I'm self-sabotaging myself, I grab it. I had to go get this um, from the side of my dresser in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it in a spot to where when I know I'm feeling this way, to use it.
That's great. Some people will take an aspirin, for a headache, but we need
Mhm.
to be grabbing our oils for that kind of stuff. Couple more questions. Does it have the same effect using it in a diffuser daily?
I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm not a huge diffuser person.
Okay.
I use it, but I don't think that's the end all be all in aromatherapy. Sometimes people who recommend diffusers, because I've seen a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, you got to diffuse." That's because they don't know how to use the oils the other way. And so some of them may have like this fear mongering thing, like that's the safest way to use it, just diffuse it. Um, but if you want to use it in a diffuser, you can. Diffusing daily is not prohibited. Some people need to do that. But when you do diffuse, you are medicating the whole house.
Okay.
So it just depends on the people in your home, how, the children, the ages of the children, the pets that you have. That's why I'm a bigger fan of a personal application, because that's what essential oils is designed for us to, um, I guess, customize our own needs, and you don't have to expose everyone to what we need.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody else in the family may not need self-sabotage. They may do better with something else. So it just depends on the household as far as diffusing.
Awesome. Thank you. So then we have, and I never say this right. It's kind of like there's certain words that I struggle with. Copaiba. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you
Okay, good.
did,
I did.
Copaiba.
I get a sticker today.
Yay. This is one of my absolute favorite oils. I actually did not discover this immediately when I started studying aromatherapy. Maybe within the last 2 or 3 years, actually, I have discovered this oil. Um, this one, even though the information that's here that talks about how it comes from South America, it's used in traditional medicine for centuries as a topical wound healer to stop bleeding, for skin sores and psoriasis. I personally have not used that oil for that, but it's good to know that it can do that, because I always use rose geranium to stop bleeding.
Okay.
Um, I got pictures of that. One day I'll post them in the group where I cut myself and used some rose geranium and it stopped right away. So now we can add copaiba to the list.
Mhm.
Um, I think someone had a question a few weeks back about psoriasis. So here's one of our oils for that.
Yeah.
Um, Now I do believe in the antiseptic benefits of it. Expectorant, I've not used it for the respiratory system. I just haven't. I'm more into the eucalyptuses and the Ravensauras and thyme oil, which by the way, I got a clear bill of health today. Those of you who knew that I had pneumonia and I had to use the Tri-Remedy and the thyme oil. So
Yeah.
the doctor today said, "Oh, your lungs sound great." So no
Fantastic.
more antibiotics or no. So yeah, that helped get me through that.
Yeah, that
But
was 2 weeks ago. And I think you had come
yeah,
down with pneumonia on a Monday and our call was on a Thursday and you were fine on that call Thursday even.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, 24 hours of Tri-Remedy and some extra time oil did that.
Hmm.
Stop the coughing and everything. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so what I'm familiar uh, with when it comes to Copaiba is the anti-inflammatory benefits and the pain relief.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to add this to the slide because I asked Tina because I've been work at gone all day, just crazy day today. And I said, can you make a slide so I can just add some little bullet points that I want to share about this oil? Interestingly, there's a lot of oils that do have anti-inflammatory properties, but most of them are because of acute issues. So, like if you sprain your ankle, your legs swell up, you can get some ginger, maybe a black pepper essential oil, rosemary. Some of those have anti-inflammatory properties for acute issues. But what's so wonderful about copaiba is that it can also help inflammation mediated diseases. Now,
Oh.
I found that in one of the I don't know if it was PubMed or Science Direct, but one of those papers.
Hmm.
And that's a big deal because there's diseases like rheumatoid arthritis that causes inflammatory attacks.
Hmm.
I have one with post-herpetic neuralgia. It'll cause an inflammatory attack so fast that you don't even know that it's happening. It literally made my skin burst one time. And they had to treat it like somebody took a knife and sliced that area. That's how fast that inflammation hit me. And
Wow.
so there's some diseases that are known for inflammation. And so copaiba can get into the nervous system and help to mediate uh, those inflammatory diseases. So that's to me is a game changer when it comes to that oil. And so the neuroprotectiveness, there was a paper that I found that had a study that uh, how it helps with inflammation in the brain
Wow.
and also dopamine in the brain. And one of the major pain disorders that causes this is fibromyalgia.
Hmm.
Um, I was a part of a research study that showed that fibro has lower dopamine levels. And so um, there have been off-label prescriptions or whatever some doctors that know about this have used to kind of raise the dopamine levels or work on dopamine in the brain. Well, in this paper, which I can't wait to do a deep dive read into it, because this is my first time seeing it today, but because I wanted to know what it meant to be neuroprotective. And so when you have those type of brain disorders, maybe MS, different things that causes changes in the brain, copaiba, there's research to show that it can help to reverse some of those symptoms. That was
Wow.
that's exciting for me because this is going to be one of the oils that I'm going to do case studies on within the next year or so for a book. And then these case studies are going to be submitted to this person that I know at the AIA because they're trying to create a database for like a PubMed for essential oils.
Uh-huh.
That's what they're trying to do. And the
Wow.
only way they can do this unless we submit case studies
Mhm.
to it. And then they're going to have these different scientists write papers based off of those case studies. And so that's something that's coming soon. And this is one of the oils that I was going to use for my case studies that I'm going to submit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. So next up we have Be Worthy. And Be Worthy is out of the Success Mentoring collection. So we've got the Seasons of Success, and then there is the Success Mentoring collection also. Be Worthy reminds us to take pride in ourselves, our accomplishments, helping us to develop self-worth, high self-esteem, and the ability to act with confidence.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. With confidence and dignity. So, what a great compliment to put with the Stop Self-Sabotage, right? Because that's one of the emotions that we have is we don't feel worthy.
Right. And I like how bergamot is the first oil that is listed in the ingredients list because that's one of those that they actually have used bergamot to help with PTSD
Oh, wow.
and trauma related issues like people who've been abused as
Mhm.
children. Um, it's been used to help with depression, and it also can raise dopamine levels. I found that out directly from Robert Tisserand himself when
Wow.
I asked that question, because that's one of the oils that he was researching for that, for fibromyalgia and the low dopamine. So he was like, yeah, bergamot, that's it. That's the number one oil that he found to be the case. So we can see how the oils that are chosen are actually affecting brain chemistry.
Yes.
So if it affects the brain chemistry, then yeah, we're gonna feel better.
Yep, exactly. And that's probably why concentrated is in there also. What do you have to like this one? Dan, I know Dan's on the call tonight. He shared a graphic. I don't know whose testimony it was, but there was a young boy who had been, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but or you can unmute too if you'd like. Was that you that shared that, Dan? Are you still here? I don't know if you're still here. But the child was able to come off of his thinking medication by using the concentrate. And what a great time for this. I mean, if you don't have a concentration issue, who do you know that's going back to school that might? You know, some rollerballs would be great gifts for some back to school kids right now. Don Marie said she's been using it at work. Fantastic. Veronica, what do you have to speak on this one?
Well, concentrate. I do know that during testing time, kids can perhaps test better when they're using something that's going to create a blood flow to the brain. Um, I had I'm not familiar with using this particular blend, but but one of the oils that's in here was a blend that I had created. I just did it to kind of like uplift, the
Mm-hmm.
air around some students because I work in the school system. And these kids were like all stressed out about this testing week. And I said, well, what if I just put this little scent ball in the fan? And I was just trying to calm them down. And I had a combination of like basil, lemon, and we have like cedar wood and frankincense. Those were the oils that was in this blend that I made. And so I just put it on a cotton ball and put it in there. They were like, yeah, we'll use anything. And so the first thing they told me at the end of the day, they said, you got to do this every testing day, Miss Thomas, because I think I aced it. I had like 3 students tell me that. So whether it was a placebo effect or if it was really happening, those kids felt better. And so that's something that is good to do. Like if you know your kid is stressed out on the way to school, you can actually get a cotton ball and put a couple of drops on it and put it in your vent and
Uh-huh.
let the air conditioner go, and they can breathe that in on the way to school. Make misters out of it, spray the car. They even have these little car diffusers that you can
Mhm.
actually put water in and put in like a cigarette lighter, and just diffuse that while you're taking them to school or right before school. And that can, if anything, it might could just give them the confidence to to knuckle down and concentrate.
You
And
know,
so that's
yeah.
Bedivere and cedarwood. They're really good at
Okay.
that, at grounding people.
I had to chuckle a little bit at the placebo effect because I truly think the placebo effect is an amazing phenomenon because that truly is your body healing itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're thinking you're getting the healing properties of whatever is in this test. You end up with the benefits of that, and it is your mind actually taking control and doing what you're thinking that you're doing to it anyway, right? Which is another reason that visualization of your goals and letting go of that stop self-sabotage, that low vibrational frequency, to empower yourself to step forward. So thank you for that. I used concentrate with my son. It helped him to focus on getting ready for his college entrance exam. Awesome. On the day of the exam, he was calm throughout the exam. He said, Mom, I wasn't nervous at all. That had to make you feel so good, Samantha.
Mm-hmm. I
And
could tell you a little secret.
what?
Males love vetiver.
Really?
So if you want to calm your husband down, calm your boys down, use vetiver.
Okay.
It's like their body is in tune to it.
Wow.
They just respond to it so well. I made blends once for husband and wife teams as gifts, and the men had vetiver in theirs, and I had at least 2 wives come and say, "What did you put in that? I want more of it." And even though concentrate is for kids, we
Hmm.
can use kids stuff too.
Right. Yep.
Those these oils can be great for us too.
Yep, absolutely. And I think, well, in each one of the product information pages has a safety group on it. Alexander is extremely passionate about making sure that we're using these um, correctly and safely. And so that's why we have that kids line, which is another thing that Veronica absolutely loves about Go to Sauna is the kids line. So with the oils, so we have a couple things. We're going to talk about the brand new hair serum next time in 2 weeks, and the deodorants. And Veronica said she's going to share with us some ways that she uses the deodorants that aren't just typically under your armpit. So I'm kind of excited to hear that. But here's one of the kits you can get. It's got the new deodorant in it. The flavor of deodorant will change each month, as well as the organic bar of soap. It will have the Copaiba. It'll have the Stop Self-Sabotage. It'll have the Fresh Breath mineral toothpaste, which we're going to have a call on that coming up also. And then it's got Protector. Protector is an amazing blend. Are you familiar with that one, Veronica, with us?
Yes, I have that one.
Do you want to talk about that one real quick that's in this kit?
I would have, but I know it has a
Okay.
lot of oils in it.
Yes, it does. It's a cleansing. I know sage is one of them because I make misters at Christmas time and I spray the house when I go to family Christmas because I'm sage in the room.
Mm, I think that's the one that has 2 different types. I think it has the sage and then the clary sage,
It
if I'm
does.
not mistaken. But I
Yeah.
know it probably has more different oils in it than any of our blends.
Yeah, it's a pretty power packed pretty power packed oil. So for those of you that have used essential oils in other companies, what would you typically expect to pay for a pack like that? You've got an emotional blend, which is
I can't even begin to tell you. Um, the Copaiba alone, I did some research on it because I'm trying to get some people. In fact, when I get off this call, I got to text some people. $12.95 for a Copaiba is unreal. That's almost like wholesale price. Um,
mm-hmm.
if you get that retail, I've seen as much as $23 or $24. Used to years ago, it was kind of rare back then, but I think maybe they have more resources now. But I've seen it as high as $36 just
Wow.
for Copaiba alone. But these are like retailers that I know other aromatherapists use. Okay, I'm not talking about the little cheap oils and the
Right.
little $10 companies and all that kind of stuff. Most of the time, those oils are not quality at all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that in the first slide when you were talking about the oils, about it not being that how we used to have the first distilled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but sometimes for cosmetic company purposes, they want the oil to kind of smell, make the product smell the same. So they'll redistill the same plant material. And of course, if you redistill it, it's not going to be as potent as the first distillation.
Oh,
And so
wow.
they will continue to redistill it, and then they will actually, sell those as, pure oils when they're weaker because they've used plant material that has already been distilled.
That's like brewing coffee 2 days in a row. That's great.
Exactly. Exactly. Coffee grains. That's a great illustration.
Yeah.
Just imagine taking your used coffee grains from the day before and making your next cup of coffee. I'm gonna steal that one in one of my classes.
You go ahead, you can put that in your book. Dan said that the So Fresh, So Clean value pack that we can get at $29 has a value of over $77 in product, which I know deodorants in that I've looked at. I did some comparison shopping on organic deodorants, and they're typically around $20, and ours is like seven something. So that's an excellent kit right there. And then we've also got the Oil of the Month Club, and this is what is in the August Oil of the Month Club, or those 4 oils for $70. Now, I've been told by some essential oil aromatherapists that emotional blends are typically $70 to $120 and up just for the emotional blend, because it does take a certain skill level to put that together and make it effective.
Right. It's more so than a pain blend. A pain blend actually is easy because you can get therapeutic properties and put together different things that'll help with the pain. But emotional blending, it is such it's more of an art. It really is. It's more of an art. It's like an artist, and not everybody can paint.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do stick figures.
That's me.
And some people can really paint. So yes, those blends can be. I actually interviewed someone that do this intuitive type blending, and some of the oils that he uses are expensive, and that's what a lot of these oils in these blends are expensive. Like we had one, which one they had the sandalwood? Um, the self-sabotage has
Oh,
sandalwood. Retail, that's $160 for 2.5 milliliters.
wow.
2.5. And you better hope that it's not adulterated, because that's one of the most adulterated oils there is, and then they'll still sell it to you for $200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
so we've
so,
got 2 emotional blends in there, Be Worthy and Self-Sabotage, and all 4 of those oils is $70. It blows my mind that how
yeah,
affordable these products are. So with the Heart and Body Naturals side in our sister company that focuses on health and wellness and nutrition, Purge Tonic is our Try Me product for the month of August. So brand new customers that place a 100 CV order or more will have that automatically added to the shopping cart, or not even to the shopping cart. It'll automatically be added in the shipping process. If you have an account already, you would need to put that on auto ship in order to get that free product. So we just want to thank our people for purchasing, staying loyal. We just, the amount of product that they give away, it feels like is just incredible. And I know Paula just wants to make an impact. So next week, I have Coach Charlotte Whitaker on with the Detox Divas. She had reached out to me and asked me if she could be a guest. She's got an amazing testimony with her sister with cognitive issues and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we haven't done mental in a long time. And coming right off of self-sabotage, I know hers was a medical issue that her sister had, not an emotional issue. But I hope you can tune in next Thursday, the 15th at 7 o'clock Central. And we will have Coach Charlotte on there. And if you have never heard her talk, she's absolutely a firecracker. We had her grandkids on when we did the Kids of HBN, which we should line that up again too, because that was a fun class having those kids on. And then we've got our new deodorant. Like we said, we've got the rose and vetiver, and we've got the myrrh and sandalwood in the 2 deodorants. And we also have that new hair growth serum. And so in 2 weeks, Veronica and I are going to kind of dive deep into these. She's going to use her expertise when it comes to, she's passionate about no hair shame, especially in the Black community. And so we're going to talk more about this next in 2 weeks. So we got Coach Charlotte, and then we've got Veronica back for our every other call week. And then directly following this call, if you are interested, and maybe the business side of this sounds good to you, maybe it sounds like something you would like to share with your friends, you'd like to help somebody feel better. Coach Marcus has his U+2 Freedom Project, and that is at oneteam1dreamhangout.com. And then the passcode is GO1TEAM. And that'll start at 8 o'clock Central. And he's going to be talking about what it means to be an affiliate with Heart and Body Naturals. Will be the call tonight. Wednesday nights are our Go to Sauna calls and company overview, opportunity overview. So if that interests you, then that is fantastic. And my name again, Tina Heuermann. Thank you so much, all of you, for being on this evening. What a great call that was, Veronica, as always. We just appreciate you and your knowledge and coming in here and sharing your passion and your amazing leadership skills. So thank you so much, all of you, for being